Hello, good afternoon, and thanks so much for staying there for us. This is TV3, and this is Midday Live. My name is Bright Nanamfo. Let's take a look at our top stories for this afternoon. Beginning from here, cattle owners at Asante Achim Algo in the Ashanti region accuse the District Security Council of deliberately hiding behind a court order to kill their cattle. Former Vice President in the Mahama administration slams government for poor implementation of the free senior high school policy. Ghana Prison Service issues health alert on possible outbreak of meningitis in prisons across the country. On the international front, the winner of Liberia's presidential runoff to be announced as counting is done. Of course, we have business, sports, all pumped up in 1 hour from now to 1 p.m. Stay with us if you can. Thanks so much for your time with us. Our first story, the Ghana Prison Service has issued a health alert to some prisons across the country to prevent meningitis outbreak. Prisons in the Bunahafo and northern regions are among those advised to be on the lookout for possible cases. Congestion and heat are noted to be some of the major factors that trigger meningitis. The Chief Public Relations Officer of the Prison Service, Superintendent Vitalis Aye, has said steps have been taken to avert a possible outbreak. He said there are containment and isolation blocks in every prison to accommodate fresh inmates. Other measures, according to him, is that inmates are not allowed to be in constant body touch or interactions that can easily transfer a virus or any diseases to another. And the Chief Public Relations Officer is here with me in the studio. Good afternoon, sir. Grateful for your time. What might have triggered this health alert?
Thank you very much, and good afternoon to your cherished viewers. Every year around this Christmas season, the Yuletide, an alert is sent. It is actually a security alert to all prisons across the country to ensure that our security is tight. Of course, health goes with security, as you are well aware. So this time around, the issue is about the protocols put in place should be observed, they should be activated, so that those that we follow through the years and always avoided a national disaster or catastrophe will continue to be in place.
So this is a routine?
Yes, every year this thing is activated. The reason why you're not hearing much about meningitis and other communicable diseases taking up the prisons, that will become a national disaster.
I see. And congestion, one of the means through which meningitis becomes a problem, is a challenge that the prison service is dealing with. Now, there are some issues in dealing with it. We're talking about containment, we're talking about isolation blocks. How ready is the service in dealing with all this?
True. Despite the shortcomings we have, the overcrowded nature of our prisons across the country, we ensure we create cells or blocks that are just there for in case.
Right.
For example, those who are coming to prisons for the first time, one of the protocols at the gate is to disinfect them. It could be through hand washing. Don't forget, we're not dealing with only meningitis, but we can have cholera. We're scared with Ebola 2 years ago. That thing has been activated, that anybody coming to the prisons, we wash, we disinfect, and then you are put in an observatory for a week or two,
right,
to ensure that you don't carry anything from outside and bringing it in. Again, we are looking at those who are also inside the prisons. If you are showing signs of maybe ill health, the medics will take you and put you in an isolation center and observe you and be sure that you don't contaminate the others you are sleeping with.
I'm grateful. Superintendent, hold on for me. Let me get onto the phone lines and speak to the not governmental organizations in health. Dr. Gabriel Benaku is with them. He's just joined me on the phone lines. I'm grateful for your time. Let's start from here. The prison service has issued an alert. This is a routine, according to the service, to ensure that processes, procedures are followed to the letter so that there is no outbreak of any diseases, particularly at this time when meningitis is on the spread. Now, perhaps this is indeed a good sign to prevent the outbreak of meningitis in our prisons because of the level of congestion we have there.
Yeah, thank you. I will take the opportunity to greet all Ghanaians, Afishiapa, and we wish everybody well in getting to the end of 2017, and in 2018 we hope to have a very robust health system that can respond to our health challenges in the country. And this is a good sign of what we have been preaching, advocating that our health system should be able to prepare our mind ahead of any emergency or any calamity in the country. All over the world, where health systems have been strengthened, they have naturally, automatically, a system that prompts them and that prepares the human resource and the institutional systems to be able to prepare themselves to respond to issues of such nature. I hope that the good intention the Ghana Prison Service has and across the country, and they'll get the necessary logistical support to be able to prepare for, even though we are not asking for such situation, but when it comes, naturally our health system should be able to respond to that appropriate, and they should be strengthened. They are part of the vulnerable institutional arrangement that we've been advocating for reforms. The prison service, the second cycle institutions, the CHAC facilities, the traditional authorities that have very strong health system through self-help programs, where normally Ghana Health Service will not have operated the system for long, but because they have released certain support, they tend to take information and report from them. That informs how health systems should be planned ahead of the year. And so for days starting something like that, it's a good sign. We are hoping that they will get the necessary logistical support to be able to discharge their duty promptly and proactively.
I'm grateful for...
We also take this opportunity to wish all health workers in Ghana a Merry Christmas and a productive 2018, because they have prepared themselves for service. As we keep on saying, we hope that 2018 budget will be able to support the health system to be able to provide their duties very well.
All right. I'm grateful for your time. Dr. Gabriel Benaku is with not governmental organizations in health. They're talking to me. Let me come back to the studio. Superintendent Aye is still here. So, and when these measures are strictly observed, we're likely to see the reduction, or if any at all, an outbreak of that. But the issue of congestion, we're wrapping up our conversation, in prison service, the long-term arrangement to get it dealt with, is it on course?
It's on course. It's, you know, it's about the laws we put in place to put people in prisons. If the laws don't change, it will be very difficult. One way is to have prisons built across the country. That is very capital intensive.
Right.
It's not possible.
Immediately.
Immediately is not possible. The other way is to ensure that what we send to Parliament, non-custodial sentencing and other aspects of it, if they are pushed into law and people are not just sent to prison every time they go to court, but they have an option of doing work communally to compensate for the wrong done, it will come a long way to help all of us. Because sometimes you send somebody with a minor offense to prison, he comes back contaminated.
Right.
When he could just be asked to do some work to help the society and even bring some income into our economy. So it is true that until we change the laws that we inherited from a colonial master, and we're proactive,
we'll see congestion.
Congestion will still be there.
Your officers are expected to get feedback to you on this containment measures. Are there timelines to what they're supposed to do from the various prisons?
Yes, we have medical teams in almost all the prisons. We have people who are trained. Okay. I mean, up to. We don't have any single doctor, but we have nurses and health assistants. These are the ones in charge of these centers we are talking about. And those at the gate, the reception, they've been taken through some training as to how to handle newcomers and even visitors who come into our prison. And
he asked of, or he pleaded that the service is giving the logistics to do what you're doing. You have enough to undertake this?
Basically, we don't have much. What we have is just the basic things in being clean. If you come into the prisons, you realize that the prisoners are cleaning all the time.
Okay.
Almost 24/7, they're doing cleaning themselves and ensuring that what they have, they keep it neat, because we are aware that if there's an outbreak, it will be a disaster. So, water, soap, ensuring that we observe you when you come is what we are doing. But we need support. We need serious support from government to be able to carry on with this thing.
I'm grateful for your afternoon with us. Superintendent Vitalis Aye is the Chief Public Relations Officer of Prisons Service. Merry Christmas once again.
Merry Christmas.
In other news, cattle owners at Asante Achim Algo in the North District of the Ashanti region have described as unfair the move by the District Security Council for deliberately killing over 200 cattle last week. They claimed the assembly failed to give them prior notice before embarking on an operation to drive away their cattle from the town. They want government to immediately intervene to bring down rising temperatures and also a lasting solution to the over 25-year dispute between crop farmers and cattle owners in the area. Our reporter Abubakar Ibrahim has been speaking with one of the affected cattle owners, Alhaji Karim Grunza.
Why are you accusing the Asante Achim North District Security Council for killing some of your cattle?
This is not accusation. I'm saying to the Ghanaians and the government to know what they are doing is not good.
If you are saying what they are doing is not good, what exactly do you mean?
Killing the cattle and share it, selling of some.
Cattle owners of Agogo, what do you intend?
But now, me as an individual, and in telling the cattle owners, we need to settle dialogue. But now I can tell you, I need this, I need this, I need it, because we have the leadership.
So far, how many cattle have been killed?
But the information I get, the cattle, there are more than 200. About 3-4 days. You know, they gauging the busy of the people in the Christmas time. Then they started. Later, 1 day or 2 days before the information come to us.
We know the court has ruled that you should evict from the place, but you are still there. Why have you defied the court orders?
We are not above the law. We are not rejected about the court order. The court order show the place the cattle shouldn't cross, but people are interpreting the law how they like it. That is not fair. And the court order is about 2012. Is there. And the case for Asante Achim North or South? North. It's more than 25 years now before we went there. Today, we are not talking about the court order. We are talking about the going progress in bad thing in coming in Achim North for their municipal chief, for the chief executive and his MP.
So, Alhaji, we know over the years, your cattle has been causing destruction to farmlands of indigenes of Agogo, and this has, the cattle over there. So this has generated some confusion over there. But as cattle owners, what measures have you put in place to ensure that the cattle do not destroy the farmlands of the indigents?
Yes. We did so many attempts. Up to now, we did it. You know, the fight between farmers and cattle farmers is dry season. After dry season, you won't see anything. That's why we are going meeting with them to see how to settle everything. Because a farmer to go and borrow money, then the cattle farmer cows to come and destroy it. It's not a good way. In Quran, if my cattle go and destroy your farm, I should pay it. If cattle A destroy farmer of cattle B, it's cattle. But we are able to pay it.
So you mean you've been compensating the farmers?
We've been compensating them through the police. But now they stop the police. They wanted to do this thing. They stop the police, saying the police, we are giving him money, we are doing these things.
Alhaji Karim Gurusa is a cattle owner there. We've been trying to speak to the Asante Achim North District Chief Executive, Francis Oti Boateng. When we get him, we'll put him on the phone lines on this very issue of the cattle owners. This is Midday Live. Some patients at the Accra Psychiatric Hospital have begun relapsing, posing threat to health workers due to lack of medications. As of Tuesday, December 26, not even a pack of paracetamol was in stock. Peter Kwadato reports nurses have had to rush to nearby pharmacies for medication in response to emergency cases.
For many years, the Accra Psychiatric Hospital has been in the news for varied reasons ranging from shortage of food items and congestion. Poor infrastructure, lack of medicals and staff conditions of service have become prominent. The situation became worse in 2017, prompting a number of industrial actions. Patients and staff continue to go through challenges, albeit in the quiet. First is the lack of medication. Since the collapse of the Central Medical Stores in 2015, the hospital has been on erratic supply of medicals. Officials say the situation sometimes gets out of hand, resulting in patients relapsing and becoming threat to staff.
We have another type of medication we call psychotropic drugs. That one is acute shortage, and now it's making the patients to be agitated and restless and aggressive. Sometimes those nurses on duty, they do beat them because there is no medication for them.
Prior to the donation of these few boxes of paracetamol and brufen from Step by Step on Tuesday, December 26, the drugstore was empty.
Because as at now, the hospital, we don't have paracetamol at our dispensary. No paracetamol. So if patient is physically sick, the hospital buy the drugs for that particular patient. But this one, I think it will help us to solve at least small problem we are facing on patient medication.
Of much concern to the medical staff is the state of the infrastructure. Commissioned in 1906, the Accra Psychiatric Hospital has not received any major renovation. The roofs are weak as other metal fittings have become rusty. Doors to most of the rooms are damaged or completely removed, resulting in frequent escape at night.
We also appeal to those who can help us to renovate some of the walls, because as you can see, they will sleep at midnight, they will climb the wall and abscond.
The Vice President, Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Baumia, during the 2017 Eid al-Fitr promised to ensure the renovation of the main male ward, but this is yet to materialize. Church groups like the West Volta Presbytery Women Fellowship have stepped in to help.
Every year we try to do something because you don't know who will come here. You may be one of them. So every year, as much as we can, we try to renovate the place, make it comfortable for the patients.
Another major challenge in the hospital is access to water. The entire facility relies on boreholes, which is inadequate. This one, constructed by the late Professor Arthur Mills, is yet to be connected to the system. This one too has stopped functioning for many years. Patients have had to fetch from available ones donated by philanthropists.
I am appealing to all Ghanaians who can to give to this type of people. There is nobody who will help them unless we, the outside people, who can help them.
On 26 December, a number of groups joined the West Volta Presbytery Women Fellowship, which has adopted a female observation ward, to present assorted items to the inmate as part of their annual rituals.
This is Midday Live. Now, let's go back to our earlier story on cattle owners from the Asante Achim North District of the Ashanti region. The District Chief Executive just joined us on the phone lines. Francis Oti Boateng is the District Chief Executive. Good evening, sir. Grateful for your time.
Good evening, sir. Merry Christmas.
All right. Now, let's start from here. The cattle owners are suggesting some unfairness on the part of the District Security Council in the killing of their cattle. How would you react to this?
Actually, it's alleged because we are not killing cattle here. What happened is that the cattle has been on our land for the past 25 years. And in 2012, there was a court order. Our former MP, who is now the MP for Asante Achim Central, lawyer Anyimadu, took the case to court, and we won. And the order was that all cattle on this land should leave. So they drew an evacuation plan. They drew, an evacuation plan since then. And what happened was that the first evacuation plan was voluntary. They should take the animals away. And the second part was if they refuse to take them away, then the force should be applied. So what happened was that they initiated the force process, but something came on and everything came to a halt. And when I resumed office in June this year, I met all the cattle owners, and I told them that because of the atrocities and the margin of distraction they are causing to the farmers in this land, we should meet, because I don't want a situation whereby a farmer will not get his peace in farming, or whereby also cattle owners will also not get their peace. So we wanted the two groups to stay amicably, to stay peacefully without any controversy. But what we realized was that I gave them 5 months from June to November this year for them to confine the cattle, because if you put them in a confinement, it means that they will not move outside to destroy other people's farms. So that was the order, that was what we told, we all agreed in a meeting. But for the past 5 months, they didn't comply to the regulations we gave. And I think 29th of this November last month, I met them and I gave them 2 weeks. That because they don't comply, it means they think we cannot do anything to them, because they've been on this land for 25 years and nobody can ask them to leave. And it's like the question is that they don't acquire the land. They are squatters and they keep on moving from place to place, only destroying other people's land. And sometimes they do this and they perpetuate this thing with impunity, because some of the farmers are able to spend the whole, about 100 acres, you spend the whole farm. But this Fulani to go and cut the barbed wire just to make way for the cattle to feed on this even protected farms.
I see.
So sometimes it's very, very bad. You can even see that watermelon farms, the Fulani will cut the watermelon into pieces for their animals to feed on it.
I see.
So it's so appalling that you cannot not even a single day that I will not get more than 10 to 15 farmers coming to my office to complain. Even yesterday, farmers were in my house.
I see. Let me come in here.
So what happened was that we said we can no longer stay with them because they are not ready to comply with any regulations we set down for them. And the distraction of farms is too much. We can no more tolerate it. So they should leave. And that is what the soldiers are here doing. They are here to fly them out of our land.
How the allegations that they are making that they were not informed before the operation, is it true or not true?
It can never be true because I don't know if you met them. We can call the Fulani chief. He is called Osman in Kumasi. We met them in July. We gave them 5 months, and we met them on 29th of last month, and we gave them 2 weeks to evacuate because they were not ready to comply. So when they say they were not informed, I can even give you the evacuation plan in 2012, which no one has complied. And recently when I came, I gave them 5 months. I was not interested in sacking them, but I wanted them to be disciplined so that we can even get an area for them to stay, so that there will not be any controversy between the farmers and the cattle owners.
Did you kill, Honorable Boati, did you kill cattle or you drove the cattle away?
We are driving them away, but what happened was that sometimes the Fulani command the cattle. I don't know how they understand their language. And when they command them, they try to attack the soldiers. And the gallant man will not sit down for the cattle to just crash on them. So what they do is that when they try to attack them, then they shoot.
How many did you kill?
It's a defensive one. When they try to attack them, they will also shoot. So it's just defensive, not they are just killing the animal.
How many did your men kill?
No, I don't think they'll be up to 5. I think 3 or 4 so that they have killed. When they try to attack them, they just kill them. When you kill the leader, they all run away. They have leaders. Even when they're moving as a crowd, they have leaders. When you kill the leader, then they retreat.
I'm grateful for your time with us. Francis Oti-Boateng is the Chief Executive of the Asante-Achem North District of the Ashanti region. This is Mayday Live. Now, let's move away from the cattle story to some other stories. This afternoon, Happy Kids School in Accra has donated some food items to patients at the Princess Marie Louis Children's Hospital in Accra. The gesture forms part of the school's social responsibility and also serves as a means of fulfilling the scripture of giving during Christmas.
The pupils have been undertaking this gesture for the past 4 years. For them, this is part of their responsibilities as messengers of peace to always give to vulnerable children during seasons like this.
We make a presentation to children who unfortunately are not well and will not be able to go home during the Christmas season.
Both parents and hospital officials expressed gratitude to the school for the gesture and urged all other institutions to emulate the gesture. The school has plans of expanding their reach to other hospitals in the near future.
This is Mayday Live. We're stepping on the brakes. When we come back, we have more from alleged illegal mining going on at the Tiwa Forest in the Eastern region. Stay with us if you can. Welcome back. The police administration in the Western region have interdicted the officer who allegedly shot and killed a student of the Ghana Secondary Technical High School. Detective Corporal Ajay Shaibu last Saturday gunned down 17-year-old Lawrence Bedu after supposedly mistaking the deceased and his friends for armed robbers when they were on their way to a concert. The family of the deceased is pursuing justice for their loss. The public relations officer of the Ghana Police Service in the Western region, ASP Olivia Irabna Adiku, says the police would not shield their own. We're also staying on this story because one of the surviving victims has spoken for the first time from his hospital bed.
Omondi sani yenu ku main road no on warofi awado kwashma jonso oyitia nam so ke dem na wonu mo yanko nti yenu ko mi ko na ko na session aso no also na control hands free session aso no so also nti mo hands free session aso nam no na ya ben na also no so mo ku ni ko me headset channel so no no wigi na chi kakra no also nti ye mo ngab kakra nti acho aka kakra na nka ya to nye ni ko main road no ti ye me share no na police no te motor na private car white odimechi no motor ni dem to cafe na no team thieves no oshuti ti muhun operatives muhun intermission wa me etunu lo nti mukotoi te etun bulletin na ofa mande na oka sambo ekon so sanu jemechu ono so okan tamo kam na mututwi no mu jump to room na medical hospital.
One of the victims narrating what happened, resulting in the shooting of his friend who died. The case is in court, and we told the officer there is being taken to court. We'll tell you more about that case later on. Former Vice President Park Wissey-Mensah has taken a swipe at the Akufo-Addo government over what he described as a haphazard nature in which the free senior high school policy was implemented. According to him, the policy was not well thought through and was rushed by the NPP government for political expediency.
Oh, they could have done much better. The government can do not better. I think that that's what we are hoping for in the coming year, and able to resolve the problems. I think that programs have been adopted, implemented without a full conceptualization of the appreciation, if you wanted, of the costs. And that is, so like we are moving and then resolving as we go. A lot of these programs should have been costed, agreed, and implemented from day one, rather than let's start and model our way through. And I think there's a lot of modeling our way through the implementation, especially the free SHS is a problem.
The Volta Region Peace Council has called on the people of Saviour-Feh to exercise restraint and withdraw the 14-day ultimatum on George Komla Akoli's disappearance. The people of Saviour-Feh were up in arms against what they perceived an act of insensitivity on the part of state security.
There has been an easy calm in Saviour-Feh following the disappearance of a 62-year-old man on November 25 at Alavanyo Peme. The man, George Komla Akoli, was part of a number of guests at the 2017 annual Asadu Festival when the unfortunate incident happened. A male reportedly called the missing George's relative and identified himself as Lucifer from Nkunya. The voice reportedly told the one who received the call that he had captured and killed George. The security agencies were informed, but after a month without any news on the missing George, the people of Saviour-Feh began to agitate. They held a demonstration demanding results from the search of the security to be made public within 14 days, else they will seek revenge. They also accused the people of Nkonya of attempting to draw them into the nearly 100 years conflict with Alavanyo. But the Volta Regional Peace Council, though sharing the concern of the people of Saviour-Feh, called for restraint to allow the security to complete their mandate.
Two wrongs will never do anything right. Therefore, they should never take the law into their hands. They should allow the law agencies to work to unearth everything. And therefore, they must continue to pray. And I believe that at the end of the day, the truth will surely come.
The spokesperson for Saviour-Feh, Thomas Danjou, commended members of the Peace Council for their concern, saying the visit signifies that government is listening to their cry and pledged to rescind their decision to wage war.
It's my intention to meet my people again and reassure them that with the presence of the Peace Council and the discussions I had with the Regional Police Command yesterday, I'm very positive that everything is being done to ensure that George is found and peace will prevail at the end of the day.
Members of the Peace Council later visited the family to sympathize with them. Saviour-Feh is one of the 4 Asadu communities made of Sevier, Alavanyo and Akrofo.
This is Midday Live. We're taking a break. When we come back, we have business. Time now for business. The Director of Operations at Daylex Finance, Joe Jackson, says the real sector of the economy has been under pressure this year. He said he attributed this to deliberate attempt by the managers of the economy in contracting demand in order to hold down macroeconomic indicators like inflation and exchange rates.
The economic fundamentals are still weak. There is the need to invest in the part of the economy that is concerned with actually producing goods and services, as opposed to the part of the economy that is concerned with buying and selling on the financial markets. The real sectors of the economy, such as agriculture and manufacturing, are critical for economic growth. Director of Operations at Daylex Finance, Joe Jackson, indicated cash flow has been a challenge this year.
The prospect is not easing up. The managers of the economy are deliberately contracting demand in order to hold down exchange rates stable, mop up excess funds, bring down interest rates. On one hand, the macroeconomic numbers are looking good. On the other hand, the real economy is also going through some amount of readjustment and pain.
He was of the view the optimism and increase in business confidence seems to have a positive impact.
In the third quarter of this year, the country grew by 9.3%. The government has not paid all the contractors, so there's a tight money effect. The ESLA bond has come, and the bond has given some amount of relief to the banks and other financial institutions. The real sector is still under pressure, but the cedi has been stable. Interest rates still are coming down.
The way forward is for government to make sure macroeconomic variables are in place.
We've got to make sure that if we are investing, it goes into the right place. The fundamental policies look good if we can execute. One district, one factory is great if we can execute. What excites me is the fact that this country is now going to make a concerted effort to move away from rain-fed agric to irrigation.
In other business news, Ghana's insurance industry continues to record low penetration, with less than 2% contribution to the country's gross domestic product. But the Insurance Awareness Coordinators Group is poised to help improve the current figure to about 5% by 2025. The chairman of the group says efforts are being made to increase insurance penetration by boosting public confidence in insurance packages.
Speaking at the Maiding Insurance Agents Capacity Building Workshop in Kumasi, Wilson Quartete identified insurance as one of the key tools to remedy financial problems. He, however, said the lack of understanding of insurance policies and clarity are reasons why the public does not trust insurance companies.
We expect is that the public will begin to understand and to know that insurance is a tool to remedy financial problems that arise.
He stressed on the need to build the capacity of insurance agents to enhance product development, delivery channels, and sales and customer satisfaction.
This is actually the implementation of things that need to be done to try and whip up the knowledge of insurance and so therefore also consumption of insurance products.
The capacity building training workshop organized by GIZ was to improve the insurance skills and selling strategies of the agents.
And that's it for business. Ghanaian actress and producer Yvonne Okoro spent her Christmas Day putting smiles on the faces of the less privileged. The Ghana Must Go producer hit the streets of Accra, giving presents to destitute children in a move to make their Yuletide a memorable one, and Wusu Warai was there too.
The Yuletide, to many, is the season to make merry with loved ones. But to Yvonne Okoro, it was a fine opportunity to put smiles on the faces of the needy. The gifted actress combed the streets of Accra, giving out presents to street kids. The gift included clothes, sandals, soap, sponge, food and blanket to ward off cold weather at night. The destitute children aged between 9 and 15 appreciated the generous actress for her thoughtfulness.
What the fresh? No bagawaya. We are fresh.
There's some more starting. No, way far.
JHS 3.
It's not a BC.
Start of JHS 1.
My mom with the first side, my mother every time with the first. It's not only my dear power. You did third. That's a good one. At least when this first, but the third. That's good. Okay, we share a bit to my and however we way possible that we can all bring funds and then try and sponsor. But try and sponsor as many people as possible. Sanabo to me, Akko School.
We are fresh. Mommy.
This is Media Live. Our top stories this afternoon. Cattle owners at Asante Achimago in the Ashanti region have accused the District Security Council of deliberately hiding behind the court order or a court order to kill their cattle. Now, let's get back into entertainment. And which song would you prefer or be picked as your official highlight song of the year? Wusu Warai has been talking to some people across the city of Accra.
Very good bad guy. Would you be girl on it? Would you be girl on it? Also, Xmas is noted for its interesting music and entertainment lineup, and certainly this year's will not be any different. Perhaps many homes will come alive this Xmas, but we're asking, which song will you be partying to this festive season?
Ebony Mediudra. Mediudra. Obi Medimio.
Which song are you tipping as your official Xmas song?
Ebony. Mundimio, Mundimija, and me boy.
Miwano, Singame Bay, Mbano, Mundimio,
Mundimio, Mundimija.
Kwame Eugene, Angela.
Kwame Eugene, that's Angela. Anywhere you there, I go there.
My Sherry Coco, my one and only.
Baby, car you want, I go hustle.
Baby, take my hand, baby, carry go. If you think I go leave you, God forbid, yeah.
Whenever you hear the song, it's like you are just happy. You understand? So I always do an a cappella for my girlfriend whenever I see her. You understand? Everywhere you there, I go there. My Sherry Coco, my one and only. If you be car you want, I go by you. You know. Baby, take my hand, let me carry go.
Man's Not Hot by Big Shaq.
Man's Not Hot. Yeah, Big Shaq, 2017, South London.
Man's not hot. Never hot. Boom.
Let's get a line or two of that. Let's
Skirpa.
I tell a man's not hot. I don't even know the lyrics.
The thing goes skitty keep and the pop boom boom skia boom. You don't know.
Boss man, I like Ebony. I like Mami Show. I like that track. Yeah. However, I think that. Yeah, brother, yeah, chain, bronya, hey, oh, yeah, brother, hey, that tune, man, that tune, that's it for me, man. Personally, I say that's the tune. That's the one and only, man.
and then Friday. Oh, you will confirm me,
Kofi Kinata, Marble.
With your girl, with your girl,
Shatawale.
We'll go for Shatawale or for this Christmas.
I think it's Ebony.
Freedom, Shatawale, freedom.
Shut up, freedom. I curse the day I found you, girl.
You are cursing the day you found her.
Seriously?
No, but in a song he says, I bless the day I found her.
Sorry, I bless, right? I bless that day.
Ebony, large up, Ebony.
I don't know how to sing, but you me love it, so please, Ghana, forgive me. Mundi mio, mundi mugwa. Mundi mio, mundi mugwa. I love the music, TV3. I love you. One.
Heba, Danny Beat. I've been hustling in the morning, in the afternoon, and in the evening.
And indeed, this is a confirmation. Mundi Midra is still #1 for me. Have a good afternoon, and thanks so much for joining us. The show was put together by Komla Kloche. My name is Bright Manafo. Stay with us right here on TV3.